So today is a very overwhelming day for me. I think it would be interesting to document some of it so that anyone out there watching this video can relate to being overwhelmed. Wanted to be very transparent and open with you. It's not every day that I feel motivated and energetic and positive and all of that. So I wanted to do a video a little bit different, have a conversation with you while I feel overwhelmed and show how I work through that. So let's get into it. I'm not quite sure what's happening in the air in Montreal, but a lot of my friends are also feeling this way today. Yesterday and the days before that, in Montreal, it's very heavy here right now. There's a lot going on here, and today was just a day where I'm just like, the reality of what is going on in the world is just hitting me more than usual, and that is totally normal and that is fine. And we're all going through a different time, a very tough time, and it's just tough. So some days you gotta just ride that wave, and today there is that is contributing to the feeling of being overwhelmed, along with all of the projects that I have going on. And what I find happens is when you are in a state of feeling overwhelmed, all of a sudden, all the things that are going on in your head, all of a sudden, they all have a sense of urgency. Every single one of them, you feel like you need to be doing it right now. And that's not really the case. So what I think would be beneficial for me to do, and what I like to do when I'm feeling like this, is brain dump everything that is going on in here and put it on paper. A lot of us try to compartmentalize in our head, and it's not that easy because you can't put things on one side and put something on the other side and stay and maintain that long term. So I think you can do that better when you see it with your own eyes on a piece of paper, and then you get to do a bunch of other stuff, which we'll get into in a second. So let's first write everything down and see how we feel after that. Okay, so as you can see, I've written things down. I know it may not seem like a giant list to you looking at a paper filled a quarter way or halfway, but each task on there, most of them or 90% of them are long-term tasks. So it might be a whole video to edit or a whole project or a whole photo shoot, and that's a lot of work to do when you're a one-woman show. So I wrote them down. I already feel better that I have all of the important tasks written mixed in with the smaller tasks that can be easy to do, just feel everything put together feels like a lot. So I've written them down, as you can see. Now, step 2 for me would be to differentiate and prioritize. So what is super pressing out of the list? What is, like, if you had to pick 3 things that you could get done, which one would they be? So that's what I'm going to do. I like to put a little star with one color next to those ones, the super priority number 1 tasks. And then I like to take another color, put a star in the other color next to the other tasks that come secondary. And then all of the ones with no star are third and bottom of the list. So let's do that. Now that we have done that and we've organized them in priority, I was able to even cross off like 2 or 3 of the really small tasks completely off the list because I just did them right away. So that's another great thing about lists. It really allows you to get clear on what's going on in here and calms down the overwhelming feeling and the feeling of anxiety. So list, get what is in here out. Get it out on paper, on a Bristol board, get it out, and you will see the overwhelm starts to calm down. So now that I know what is super important to me, I'm gonna start tackling those tasks. So let's start with project number 1, that is the most pressing. It is the video shoot that I did during the week, and it was the first one that I did, so I have to get on editing that. So let's do that and see how I feel after, because already this is starting to make me feel better. A lot of people handle overwhelm differently, and something that also works for me, which I did prior to shooting this video, is I was sitting here looking at all the things that I have to do and thinking about all the things I needed to do, and I was like not even moving. I was looking at my emails, I was looking at my calendar, and I was just like, I have so much to do, I don't even know what to do first. And you're almost like paralyzed, where your body is so overwhelmed it just shuts down. Some of my friends like to actually remove themselves from the situation, aka my desk, my computer, my work, my editing, my projects, and remove yourself and actually do something that is more mindless or relaxing or mindful, like meditating or whatever, and then come back to the situation. Sometimes when you're too close to it, you need to actually remove yourself a little bit so you can come back with different energy and refreshed. So that is what I did. I went downstairs, I made myself lunch, I made myself a nice iced matcha latte, and I was like, all right, I can come back here. And then I was like, you know what? This is like really real, and this is what I'm going through today. So I thought that I would just turn the camera on and go through this process, but on camera with you guys. So let's get editing the first project, and I will check back in with you later. Okay, so I am feeling a lot better. I put my phone away, I monotasked that video editing, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed with my list because I have structure, I have a game plan, and I know what I'm going to attack and when. So if there's anything you take away from this video, it is getting out what you have in your head on paper and then prioritizing that, then attacking it. So that is what I did. I'm almost done this video, and I'm so excited to get it off to the client and be able to check that off my list, get it off of my bulletin board where I have my different projects going on. So that is amazing. And on days like today, may I remind you, we're not always productive all the time. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. I feel like we live in a time where being productive is like the thing that you need to be 24/7. If you're not being productive, what are you doing? You're a failure. This person's doing this and this side hustle and opening this business and this online business and all of that. I myself either have fallen into the trap of having to feel productive all the time, or I was just raised like that and that's just who I am. I know people that are totally fine with not being productive, and maybe that's like, I'm not saying that they're lazy, I'm saying maybe they have a healthier relationship with productivity. So I just encourage you to be gentle with yourself when you're having days like today where they are slower, it is harder to push through, you're feeling a little bit demotivated, you're like, I could care less about doing X, Y, and Z. These are the days where after I'm done on the computer, I'm gonna take an amazing bath and give myself a spa treatment and love myself and reward myself and take care of myself and do what I need to feel really good, to re-energize, because tomorrow is a new day, a fresh start, and new opportunities arise tomorrow. Do your self-care routine on days like today, reward yourself for pushing through, and yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. So I hope this video was helpful, relatable, and that you took away some tips that you can implement on days where they are a little rougher, a little tougher. Try some of these tips out because they really work for me. I feel a lot better than I did earlier today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.